You ask once, nothing happens. You ask again, a little louder this time. Still nothing. By the third ask, something shifts in your voice, and suddenly your kid looks up and actually moves. If that cycle sounds familiar, I want you to know something before we go any further. You are not failing as a parent, and your child is not doing this to drive you crazy. There's a real reason this keeps happening, and once you understand it, you can actually break the pattern before it gets to the yelling part. Here's what's going on in the brain. Your child's brain is constantly filtering. Every second, it's deciding what matters and what doesn't. Sounds, movement, colors, sensations. When your child is deep in play or locked onto a screen, and you call out from the kitchen, their brain often files your voice under background noise. Not because they're ignoring you, because that's literal.
Think about the sound of a fan running in your house. You stopped hearing it 10 minutes ago. It didn't go away. Your brain just decided it wasn't important enough to process. Your voice, coming from another room, can land the exact same way. Now here's why yelling works, and why that's actually the problem. When your voice gets louder and sharper, it signals urgency. The brain is wired to pay attention to that, because a sudden loud sound can mean something important is happening. So the yell breaks through the filter. Your child finally registers it. They respond. But here's what they're learning at the same time, without either of you realizing it. Calm requests don't count. The only signal worth responding to is the one that comes with stress. And over time, that's what you've accidentally trained. A system where everyone waits for the yell before anything actually happens. The goal is to get their attention before you give the instruction. Calmly. The principle is simple, and it's at the core of everything we talk about here. Connection before direction. You get their attention first, gently, and only then you ask. Here's what it actually looks like. Say it's time to put shoes on, and you're already running a few minutes late. First, close the distance. Don't call from the other room. Walk over. Get within arm's reach. Distance is one of the main reasons your voice gets filtered out in the first place. When you're in the same space, you're already working with the brain instead of against it. Second, get down to their level. Crouch or kneel so you're close to eye level. That single shift changes everything about how you're received. You go from a voice coming from above to a real person standing right there with them. Third, use their name and then wait. Say their name once, warmly. This usually takes about 5 seconds, and most parents skip it because 5 seconds feels like forever when you're in a hurry. But that moment of eye contact, that's the signal that your words are actually going to land. You're not talking at the back of their head anymore. You're talking to them. Fourth, give one instruction and keep it short. Shoes on, please. Just that. Kids between about 3 and 7 years old can really only hold one clear step at a time. When you stack instructions, shoes, jacket, water bottle, don't forget your backpack. Most of it dissolves before they even take a step. One thing, that's it. Fifth, give them a moment to process. Count to 5 silently before you expect movement. Kids need a beat to transition from whatever they were doing to what you just asked. That pause feels long to us. For them, it's often exactly what they need. And sixth, if they still haven't moved, help them start instead of repeat. Walk with them toward the shoes. Let me help you get started. You're not giving up, and you're not escalating. You're just making the next step easier to take together. A quick note on the words themselves, because small changes here really do matter. Instead of, "How many times do I have to tell you?" which adds stress and doesn't point anywhere useful, try, "Let me help you get started." Instead of asking a question you don't actually want answered, like, "Why are your shoes still not on?" try just describing what you see. Your shoes are still by the door. Describing, instead of questioning, takes the pressure down and points directly at what needs to happen. This whole approach has a name I like to use: the 10-second reset. Before any instruction that really matters, spend 10 seconds connecting first. Close the distance, get low, wait for their eyes, then ask. 10 seconds sound, but compare it to the cycle you know. Ask, ask again, yell, guilt, repeat. The 10-second reset is genuinely faster, and it doesn't cost you that heavy feeling afterward. The reason it works so well is that you stop fighting your child's brain and start working with it. When a kid feels seen, when a person actually walks over, gets down, and speaks directly to them, cooperation comes more naturally. Not because you're controlling them, but because they feel like someone is talking to them, not just managing them from a distance. One honest note before we close: every child is different. If you have real concerns about your child's hearing, attention, or development, please talk to your pediatrician. What we're talking about here is everyday listening at home, not a medical issue. If this was useful, subscribe for more calm, practical parenting breakdowns like this one. No pressure, no guilt, just small, realistic things that actually work. See you in the next one.